You know, I don't have a thing or a slideshow, and I got to be truthful. Most of the times that I do these things, I don't really prepare much of anything. I think the most that I've ever prepared for a speech or a training class, maybe about an hour, and that's actually not a lie. I did a 4-hour training recently, and I think I put in maybe 20 minutes into it. This time, however, though, I did write some stuff down. I don't have a presentation. I just wanted to talk kind of candidly. I love this industry, and I love everybody in it, and I love everything that we've done. I see a lot of amazing faces here, and a lot of amazing cleaners, and all of you guys are awesome. And I'll let you know on top of that too, for the first time in 15 years, I'm actually a little bit nervous to talk in front of people, which is weird. We just got here about an hour ago. We drove in from Escondido, California, which was not a fun drive. By the time I got here, I was super tired. And I'm working off about maybe 4 cups of Starbucks, so we'll see how it works. Now, first, I want to take a moment to acknowledge what brought us here today. Is this too loud? All right, let me know if it gets a little too spotty. Okay, first I want to take a moment to acknowledge what brought us here today. The International Solar Cleaning Academy. This is an incredible convention, an incredible thing we're doing. Steve, I don't know where he walked off to. Steve and Kevin, thank you so much. I want to thank you for all the time and effort you put in this. I know that Steve has put in a lot of time in this. He's been talking about it for a very long time. So to see it come to life is really awesome. Makes me super happy. I want to thank everybody here at Solar Clean USA. Thank you for giving us a place to gather. That's really awesome. It changes a lot of things for us. I'm going to tell you why. It's an honor to stand here alongside so many committed professionals. This convention isn't just a meeting, it's a milestone. It's proof of how far we've come as an industry, proof that we are no longer a handful of cleaners figuring things out on our own. Today we have a thriving community and an organized industry, one built on hard work, shared knowledge, and a drive for excellence. And that's something we're celebrating, 100%. Now think about the last time someone actually thanked you for the energy that they use daily. Think about the last time a customer truly saw the work that goes into making their solar panels shine. There's a lot that goes into it. Most people don't even know our story. The story of solar panel cleaning and its role in the evolution of solar energy. And it goes back further than many even realize, back over to 1839 if you did not know. French scientist named Edmond Becquerel, and I hope I pronounced that correctly, he discovered the photovoltaic effect, the principle behind solar panels, or solar power. Decades later, in 1954, Bell Labs created the first silicone solar panel. And from that point forward, solar technology only grew, evolving into what we know today. With solar panels now a viable energy source, we can only imagine that cleaning became a necessary part of maximizing this potential. And that's where we come in. We're pioneers of this craft. This is something that we've taken from nobody. I've seen days when there was no one to talk to. There wasn't a gathering of any kind of solar panel cleaners. There were no podcasts. There were no groups. You know, for us, this work isn't just a job, and it really isn't. You can ask my wife, you can ask my family, and probably most of the people around you. You probably talk about it if you're a solar panel cleaner, you've been doing it for quite a few seasons. You probably talk about it every single time you pass a solar panel. I know I do. To tell the untold story of solar panel cleaning, it's not just a story. It's not just my story. It's all of our stories. We're the ones that are out there early in the morning, braving the elements, working to ensure those panels perform at their peak. For us, this work isn't just a job, it's a craft, a calling, and a commitment to something bigger than ourselves. That's why we're here today, to tell the story of solar panel cleaning. Not just my story, like I said, but our story, every single one of us in this room. It's the story of the highs, the lows, the grit, and the dedication it takes to make every panel shine brighter than it did before. And this story is long overdue. And let me tell you something. I remember my first job almost like it was yesterday because it was hellacious. It was a full week long. We had to clean 7,800 carport panels. That was my first job. I did not know what I was doing. And to make it even, I'll even throw it up a notch. While we're looking at all these amazing equipment and brushes and poles, when we first started, I had $500. Now, me and my partner did the only thing that we could with the drive that we had, and that was to drive our dumb butts over to Home Depot and get as much equipment as we could. We got some hoses, we got some painter's extension poles, we got, hey Kim, nice to see you, 8-inch janitor brushes, and then we rented 2 full cubic foot DI tanks from Culligan, a water source in locally where I live. And that's all we had. That's what we started with. No roadmap, and honestly, no clue what I was getting into, none of us. We had 2 lifts, 4 guys total, 2 on each lift. One guy was hosing and another guy was brushing. It was insane. No wonder it took us a week. We also learned that day, that first day, that electric lifts are the worst things to get because they have imbalance problems. So every time we tried to move or do anything, beep, 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 it stopped. So yeah, it took us a whole week. And when I say a week, I don't mean a work week, I mean a whole damn week. It took 7 days. It was amazing. But we had something more important than experience. We had drive to figure it out no matter how hard it got. There was no community, no one to turn to, no Facebook groups or conventions like the ISCA to lean on, just trial and error. Sweat and determination that wouldn't quit. And by the end, I was fully exhausted. But something had shifted in me. That first job many, many years ago, it taught me something no guidebook could. Sometimes you just got to dive in, put in the work, and keep pushing until it was done. And that's what we did. Even after we were completely tired, 8, 9, 10-hour days, even when it was dark, we went to Home Depot and bought some lights and put them up on the lift so that we can clean. We cleaned forever and ever. I hated that job. There's a reason why I went to residential. Those first 5.5 years, I did nothing but commercial. We did high schools, colleges, and government buildings, all carports. I don't know how many panels we cleaned in those first 5 years, first 5 summers, but it was hellacious. That's when I knew that one day I wanted to make it easier for those coming up behind me, much like Steve or Kim and a lot of others in here, Josh. That's why I created Solar Panel Cleaning Friends Group, and today we're fortunate to have communities like Solar Panel Cleaning Friends, Solar Cleaners Network, Solar Panel Cleaning Professionals, Solar Panel Cleaning Contractors, and on and on and on. Groups that have paved the way for our industry. Geez, it is freezing. Is anybody else cold in here? Oh, yeah. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not a big guy. That's another reason why I do residential, because I never break a tile. I've never broken a tile. That's an amazing thing for me. These aren't just online forums. For us cleaners, these are lifelines. For these new cleaners coming in, these are lifelines. They're learning things. I know it gets annoying every time you see somebody ask a question about how often should a solar panel be cleaned. But that's an important question for everybody. And everybody who has a question coming in, whether they're new or they're a veteran in this, every question is important. And I'm proud to be a part of this journey with every one of you. Trust me. And if in a second I start to get a little misty-eyed, you can ask my wife. I cry when I watch videos of cats, so it's nothing new for me. In this line of work, you learn the unexpected and you learn to expect the unexpected. Sorry, I said that wrong. With ISCA, Solar Panel Cleaning Friends, and other groups and gatherings like this convention, we have a real community, a place to pass on knowledge, share stories, and build each other up. And I'm proud to be a part of this journey, like I said. We were 30 to 35 feet up in the air in a lift. And this is crap. I'm gonna tell you, when Steve says safety is important, this is no joke. I did not think about safety as much as I should have until Steve came along, and that is the reality. And I even fought him on it. If anybody knows and has seen me online, you know I'm easy to argue. I do. I don't hold back. We're using the Solitech C1000 system, and me and my partner had this genius idea. So we had the water source, the hose was hooked up to that, went to the water filtration, and then that went to the motor, which then went to the C1000. I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, something like that, maybe a little less. We had the bright, genius idea to put that motor up in the lift with us on the cage. So again, I remind you, we're 30, 35 feet up in the air. And we start on the array, it's one array. We're thinking, okay, it's gonna be no big deal. We're gonna hit this one, go on to the next school, and we'll be done. We were doing 2 or 3 schools a day, so we were pumped and ready to go. We get about 80% of the way down, when all of a sudden, that motor just shoots right out of the lift. Now, we're both harnessed in, so we wouldn't have fallen or anything like that. But that's when I looked down and I realized that hose was inches from my feet. It could have grabbed me and just pulled me right out. That day could have been catastrophic, but I got lucky. That day, I was reminded that we can't get complacent. We must be ready for anything. That moment, like I said, could have been catastrophic, but we kept our heads, secured our setup, and finished the job. Surprisingly, we picked that motor up, and it started right back up. It was crazy. I didn't think it was going to. Excuse me. Can I get my drink real quick? You'll notice I never do anything the way it should be done. I don't. That's probably why I have the success that I do, because it's all unintentional, but it works out. Now, as we gather today, we're part of something bigger than just cleaning panels. We're part of a legacy. This legacy is going to pass on. A legacy that began with scientists like Becquerel and companies like Bell Labs, pioneers who made solar power a reality. But it's our work day in and day out that keeps the legacy alive. We're the ones out before dawn, facing dirt, heights, and the toughest conditions. We're the ones making sure that those solar panels shine, keep spotless. That's what we do. And let me say it loud and clear. I know we all know this. Once again, rain does not clean solar panels. It does not. It's our touch, it's our work, it's what we do. And that's the story that no one knows. It's all that drive that you guys put into it. It's being here. It's the classes you've taken. It's the time and effort that you've put into every single bit of your business. Every time you get a piece of equipment that either works or does not work, every time you get on a job and you screw up, which I've done millions of times, again, probably why I'm so successful. It's all good. It's all a part of the journey. It's all a part of our story. So to finish up here, to every cleaner here, let me take one more drink here. To each of you who have faced the elements and the long days, you're not just cleaners. You are the backbone of this industry, the unsung heroes of renewable energy. Every job you do, every panel you make shine is part of something greater than you. You're setting standards, raising the bar, and making this industry better with every single job, every single customer, every single equipment, every single everything. You're making it better. Even when you go on the groups on any one of ours and post, you're making this community better. Thank you for that. So where would we go from here? Well, next year we'll be right here and we'll be talking, and hopefully I'll be right up in front of you guys and talking again and doing the best that I can. What will we build for the next generation of cleaners? Will we rise to meet the challenges ahead? Because as we stand here today with decades of knowledge and experience in this room, there is, I can count, maybe 40 years of decades, 40 decades, geez. 4 decades, 4 years of experience and skill just in this room. And I can even go on that if I go with power washing a couple of window cleaners out there. Because as we stand here today with decades of knowledge and experience in this room, I believe we are only just beginning. So let's keep pushing forward. Let's keep this community strong. Let's stay together as a family. Let's stay together. I know that's funny coming from me. If any of you really know me that well, then you know that's funny. Let's rise and shine together for every cleaner out there, for the ones to come, and for the impact that only we make, because if we don't do it, who will? We are the solar panel cleaners, and we are the ones setting it up for the next generation. With that, I am Chris Virgin. I'm the founder of Solar Panel Cleaning Friends. I own Solar Tidy. I also am the owner of SPConline.com and a few other different things. I love this industry. I want to thank you all for giving me the opportunity to talk in front of you. Thank you for being here. It's really amazing. Again, thank you, Steve, and thank you, Solar Clean USA, for having us here. And,
Woo!